Hi everybody, welcome back to He Who Knits. He is me, Steve. Let me adjust that camera just a little bit, bring you down, there we go. Okay, so I haven't posted a video probably in about a month. I've been busy, but I'll give you a what have I been up to kind of video. And so this is going to include a couple of whips, and also another yarn haul because I can't help myself. So, first of all, I have my big box beside me. I'm just going to start pulling stuff out because really that's going to include a little bit of everything. First of all, I made a cabled ear warmer. Maybe not something that I'm personally going to wear, but I've kind of gotten over that. I just knit to knit things I like, and if I wear them, cool, and if somebody else wears them, great. Along with this, I used the same yarn, and I made some, hard to see the cables there, but these are cabled fingerless gloves. There they are. There's the set, there's the head, the set, all of it together. So that did not take very long. The whole thing actually didn't take very long at all things considered. And this was, don't remember the brand, but this was, they called it a Boston style yarn. So whatever that means. But that's one of the projects I've been working on. Let me just pull, okay, well, this is one that I literally just finished yesterday. I've been working on this for just a little bit. Another cabled piece. Once I started doing cables, I really liked it. So this is just a simple cabled scarf, and it's Noro yarn. So the Noro technique, I guess, is to use a lot of different colors. And then you can just get Noro yarn, which they've done all of that for you. It's just a single yarn, but there you can see. I wasn't sure how this was going to work out because this yarn, the way it's spun, there are bits of it that are super, super, super thin. And then there are other parts that are kind of, as you can see here, big and puffy, and they feel almost unspun. So working something like this, especially when you're trying to do cables, can be a little interesting. I had the yarn. This is all from one skein of the Noro yarn. So that worked out nicely. It came to a pretty good size. Just in the one. I had one break, just one break, which I was able to hide really well. And that was on one of those kind of larger lumps that, it wasn't spun. It didn't really feel twisted, so it wasn't that strong. So I just learned from there to be extra super careful. But here's a closer look at some of it. And I really like the way the colors, that pop of the green in here, you can see like a rainbow. So that's one of my projects currently that I just finished up. Another one that I want to show you, and I have a couple of holiday projects I'm working on. I'm going to go ahead and just dump out some yarn here, if you'll excuse me for a moment. I have a bunch of yarn in here, and it's getting in the way of what I wanted to show you. So if you watched a previous video, one of my earliest videos, you know that I was working on some color work, Fair Isle type of Christmas stockings for me and the family. And so there is me, Dad. And basically, there are a bunch of different motifs you can choose from, and you just kind of design your own. Everything was on there. I did the lettering. I had to design the lettering because that wasn't one of the choices, but it wasn't too hard to do. So this was the first one. That's me, that's Dad. And then I'll reach into my magic box here and pull out the other ones I did. There's Mom. Nice hot pink for Mom. You can see a couple of the motifs at play here. And then I have two boys, and lucky for them, their stockings ended up being pretty huge, actually, compared to Mom and Dad. There is one boy. You can see he got some paw prints on there and some trees and snowflakes. So that's a big one. And the boys each got an extra motif, so theirs looked a little bit bigger. Here is the other one. So we all got a different color too. We have some reindeer and trees and a couple of other patterns on there. So that I'm very thankful is finished. It was really easy to do and it didn't take a lot of time, but I just felt like I was forever working on those just because, you know, there were 4 of them. But nonetheless, another holiday project that I'm currently working on is from this book, and I'll hold it up there in case you're interested in it. Very, very funny. Somebody got me this for Christmas one year, and it's basically Naughty Knits. And a lot of great stories. They do stories in this book about their characters and things like that. But I'll show you the one that I'm working on currently is the large, I guess, Sugarplum fairy. You can see her right there with all discretion advised to that. So again, that's who she is. I'm trying to make several of this one in different looks, different skin tones, different hair color combinations. Pretty easy. And I'll show you, this is actually the first, I guess you'd call it toy project that I've worked on, because it's going to be stuffed and it's going to get eyeballs and lots of other pieces. But as it knits out, this is the body. So you can see the legs here and the body are kind of all one piece. And then, you've got arm pieces here that are going to go on. The head is its own separate piece. You can see that here. And as you add the eyeballs and the different touches, I still have a couple of smaller touches to add. It'll make it look more and more like a person. The wings, each wing is composed of 2 separate pieces. So 4 total wing pieces, and they will all go on. So again, not something that takes a lot of time. If I actually sit down and commit time to this, it goes really, really fast. Now again, I haven't done assembly on any of them yet, so we'll see how that goes. But I will bring you the entire family of Sugarplum Naughty Fairies when I get those done. So I guess what we are up to now would be the yarn haul. I went back to one of my favorite places, probably my favorite local place. I've mentioned them before, Ubiquitous, and I picked up some more yarn. So first of all, I got, and if you've not worked with Schackenmeyer before, it's a pretty good yarn. They make that Zauberball sock yarn that I really like. And these 3 little, 4 actually, you can see the color up close there. They have been sitting there on the shelf in Ubiquitous for quite some time, just asking somebody to buy them. And they kind of joke with me every time I go in, hey, you want to buy them yet? And I'm always like, nah. But this time I went in and I was feeling generous, and I thought, you know what? Don't know what I'm going to use them for, but they are coming home with me. So I got those to start out my trip. Let's see, what else did I get? Well, I told myself no more sock yarn because I've got an extremely large amount of that at the moment. But I did fold and I got a little bit. Saki silk. I've never worked with any kind of a silk blend before, but I love that color. Look at that. I mean, something cool is going to come out of this. I just know it. So this is actually 55% merino, and it's 20% silk with a little bit of nylon in there too. So it should be interesting to knit with, and we'll see what happens there. I was feeling very colorful on this trip for some reason. So I also got this, and it's the Liney collection. But there you go, bam. You want color? There's color, a huge ball of color. This is a blend, a wool and acrylic blend, but it's really soft, and I'm really anxious to see how this color pattern works out. So that was one of them that made its way into my cart. Another one, and this one I got because they had actually a finished scarf made out of this. I don't have a picture to show you, a cowl made out of this. And I really liked the way it looked. I wanted to give it a try. I bought it in a different color than they had the pattern made out of, or the example made out of, but it is a different type of Noro. Not the same Noro as this. This is heavier, but as you can see, it is going to make a really cool cowl. So looking forward to working with that. And then finally not finally, not totally anyway. I had gotten one of these a long time ago. I showed you in a previous video. I thought it was cool, didn't know what to do with it, and then I realized, well, that's not really a lot of yardage, so what am I going to do with it? So I bought a companion. Now I can actually make a project out of that. And now finally, the owner of this shop, in this ubiquitous shop, is now, they have their own dyeing business. So they make a lot of local flair inspired colors. And I saw this one, and I saw a couple that I really liked, but then I turned the corner and they actually had a really cool shawl made out of this, and I just love the way the colors worked up. You can see it there. Bam! That's very vivid. So this is Yarnsmith, and I'll put that up close so you can see exactly what we're going with here. And I will put some links below for especially like this. So this color is called A Walk in Lidditz Springs Park. So very, very anxious to work with that. And then the last thing I'm going to show you here is I do feel like I've become a little bit of a yarn snob over the past couple of years or so. I haven't been knitting that long. The last year, maybe. We all start out somewhere in a comfort zone, and then generally, somewhere along the line, we become yarn snobs. And I'll admit that some of that has happened to me as well, but I do want to show that it is not all, it's not all bad in the world of kind of mainstream yarns or larger store yarns. I still like that from time to time. And so on this trip, I did find a couple of color combinations that inspired me. I went into Hobby Lobby. So for some of you, you might be familiar with that chain, others maybe not. But it's, kind of falls in the vein of like Joann's or Michael's, or places that carry yarn but don't necessarily consider themselves a specialized yarn or knitting store. So, but I did find a couple of colors here that I really liked, a couple of blends. First of all, I'll show you. And this is actually the kind of yarn that I made those stockings from. And I found it to be a nice yarn to work with. So I got some more, and this was all about color combinations this time. First, we have a sparkly Christmas color type of yarn, and I know that I can make something fun out of that. Next up, we have this one, kind of a brown, blue, cream combination. So I like that one. Then we have more of a purple flavored yarn. So there's that. Next, we have this bright and exciting yarn. Not sure, again, what any of these are really going to produce, but chances are something. Now, this was a different textured yarn. This is Hobby Lobby's signature yarn, Yarn Bee, and they call this one glowing. And it's a different feel to this material, but it's really cool. I like that. And then the last one is almost like a funfetti birthday cake type of thing, and that's got to be fun to work with. So let me just take a quick check. Is there anything else I'm working on back here that you need to know about? Not really, other than the cabled sweater that I was working on is nearly done. You can see that we have a sleeve here. So one more sleeve to go, and then I put it all together. And then I will show you what it looks like. I've been kind of putting that one on the back burner for a while. I haven't really been working on it as faithfully as I should have been, so it's taken a little bit longer, but chances are you will see that one sometime soon. Thank you for coming by. If you loved any of the yarns that you saw and I don't tell you where they're from, just ask and I'll find out for you, and I'll tell you what they are, where they're from, where you can get them. If you love any of these, if you cringed at any of these, let me know that too. Let me know what you're working on in the comments, project-wise too. I always love to hear that. Subscribe if you want to. Make sure you get notifications or any of that other stuff. Whatever you want to do, no pressure here. Just enjoy having people watch the videos, and hopefully you enjoy coming by to watch them. So pretty much it. Thank you for coming by, and I'll see you later.